Your project supports injured veterans by connecting them with fellow warriors, by serving them through mental health and wellness programs, and by empowering them to live on their own terms. No one should face a battle alone. Join us at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Hey, Jim Rome here. If you want to experience the unmatched flavor of natural live fire grilling, then look no further than the Big Green.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton and Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton and Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton and Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton and Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to Hedgesville High School for West Virginia High School boys basketball action as the 4-0 Hedgesville Eagles welcome in 4-0 New Life Christian. Nick Verzolini alongside me is Dylan Bishop here on the Sunset Water countdown to tip-off. Kyle McLaughlin and Braden Schaffner on camera and Spencer Dupuis back in the studio. Dylan, it's another EPAC boys basketball game here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, as well as Talk Radio WRNR. And this is an exciting Hedgesville team and a New Life team. Two teams sitting at 4-0, so it should be a pretty good matchup.
Right, yeah. One of these teams is going to get their first loss of the season here tonight, and it's going to be very interesting. I think for Hedgesville, this will be a nice test for them before we start to get into the thick of EPAC action against a team that in New Life that comes over from Frederick, Maryland, that I think is going to be an interesting test for them. It's just going to be a nice litmus test, nice something that they can put themselves up against for the rest of the season, see what they've got, get their players on a good roll as you go for the rest of the season here, try to get your star players into a rhythm.
And for Hedgesville, it's their final game before they make the trip down to Miami, Florida, which will be, some great competition. Going to go up against some Division I type players. So it's a nice tune-up for that, because you're a private school. While it may not be the powers that they'll see probably in Florida, it's a school that can recruit, can get a lot of different players, has some size, has some great athleticism as well. So it gets you ready for that challenge, and then when you go to Miami, that challenge will be completely different than anything you're going to face the rest of the season. So for Hedgesville and head coach Kelly Church, they're really kind of ramping up that schedule. So then EPAC play, which is just a different animal altogether because everybody knows each other so well, they're ready for it. And I think this is another good challenge on their schedule early in the year to help ramp things up for when things get really important in conference play.
Yeah, I think you try to, at the beginning of the season, give yourself some different challenges at the beginning of the year before you face the teams that you're so used to playing, so you can really see what your team is like. Go down to a place like Florida, play some different teams that maybe there's a higher level of competition, so when you come back against these EPAC teams, or at least some of the EPAC teams, you say, well, hey, maybe this isn't so bad, because look at those other teams that we faced. So we're stepping down to some competition, perhaps. So maybe that's kind of what you're aiming at, hopefully. So you can stack up to those good teams down there in Florida, whoever you play down there, and then come back and face the likes of these other Eastern Panhandle teams and say, well, maybe you've kind of got your stamina up, and you have a good bit of games under your belt to take on your conference opponents.
All right, let's take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we will be joined by both teams' head coaches. This is the Sunset Water Countdown to Tip-Off. Sunset Water Services has proudly installing water softeners in Martinsburg and Berkeley County since 1989. We'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from the team's head coaches. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You've put up with your water long enough. It's time for Sunset Water Services, your local water solution since 1989, to fix your water problems. Get better tasting, better smelling, and better looking water today. Say hello to drinking your own delicious water for pennies per gallon. Say yes to healthier skin and hair and to softer and brighter clothes. Sunset Water Services delivers your bags of salt to you, so they'll save your back too. And our products come with a 1-year satisfaction guarantee. Call 304-754-9031 for a free water quality test today. SunsetWater.com.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com. Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today. Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday Night Lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for Steak Night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
We welcome you back to Hedgesville High School. Nick Verzolini alongside me is Dylan Bishop. We'll now get into our coaches' interviews, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's fast, fresh, friendly. We'll start with the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Kelly Church. Now joined by the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Kelly Church. Coach, your team comes in 4-0 tonight to take on New Life Christian. What do you like out of the team so far?
We're much better defensively than we were last year, which has been one of our big focal points. And so we just, at this point of the year, you just try to get better every day. We're really pleased with our game against Sharando. Cam was banged up. He's got a little bit of a hurt ankle. He was able to play through it, which is good. You're going to have to do that sometimes throughout the year, so we're happy for that. And then, Elijah put up some big numbers, and So we have the ability to score the ball, and we think we have some kids that as long as they play within what we do, we've been able to score. We haven't even shot great yet, and we shot pretty well some games. Elijah obviously shot really well the other night, but you're going to have games where you don't shoot well, which is why we focus so much on the defensive end. So we're pretty happy with where we're at. We have to rebound the ball much, much better than we are. So, hopefully we'll just continue to grow.
You mentioned Cam Wilkes dealing with an injury, but you returned him and Christian Bolduc really were your main offensive guys last year, and then you add Elijah King to the mix. What does he bring to this team, and what's it like having three guys that can really score the ball and go for 30 on any given night?
Well, I think the biggest thing, like not just with those three, but especially high school teams, sometimes kids get the misconception that there's a college coach that's going to care how much they scored in high school. No one's going to come watch a game and, okay, we scored 28, I'll recruit you now. It doesn't happen that way. So getting them all to understand, it's about making the right pass, making the right play, and playing together. Because no matter what, you can have 5 great scores, but no matter what, we still play with one ball. So we've really tried to focus. And, our first game of the season, based on how the team played, some things became really difficult for our guards to get shots. And we're really pleased because that game Elijah barely shot the ball, but he played really, really well. So just adding another competitive, mature player to the mix of what we already had, we think obviously added depth makes us a better team.
And another guy you're able to get, a guy that transferred in, Stephon Barclay. So this year's team, a lot of depth, a lot of experience, and you guys are sitting at 4-0. Is that kind of what you expected to be at this point in the season with everybody that you had returning?
Well, you hope. I mean, the biggest thing you try to do is, are we better today than we were yesterday? Until you start playing games, no matter how much you practice, no matter how much you prepare, until you start playing games where you have to prepare for what other teams do, it's like in football. If you got to play against Navy and they're going to run the option every time. Until you've had to prepare for it, doesn't matter if you practice a little bit. You haven't had to prepare for a game. So we try to play against some teams that had some athletic kids, which has helped us. The IDEA, people, they're not from here. They're from DC, and I have a really good relationship with their coach. But they beat Friendship Collegiate pretty good. Well, everybody knows about Friendship Collegiate and their athletes and everything else. So we're just trying to get better every single day, and along the way, everybody start to try to kind of figure out what your role is going to be. And, we talked about it the other day at practice. I mean, and obviously, Stephon could have a game where he has 25 points. Well, if Stephon has a game where he has 25, one of those other 3 might have 5. And getting kids to understand and accept that and just care about, the score at the end of the game as opposed to any personal stats becomes a big, big deal.
And then you guys bring in New Life Christian tonight, another team sitting at 4-0. What have you seen from them so far, and what kind of stands out to you?
Well, they have 3 players that any school around here, all 3 of those players would play a great deal of time or they would start. So they have talented kids. They're not as complex in some of the stuff they run, which is one of the things that we've seen with teams that are that size. They're very similar to a Broad Fording, and they're able to go get some players. And so they have on film they got 2 kids that just in their little half-court press they steal the ball and go down and just pipe dunks. So we haven't done that yet this year. So, we're trying to be as prepared as we can for what they run and what they do, and try to bring great energy and effort, and, hopefully we end up on a positive end.
After this, you guys head to Miami. I know you guys are obviously focused on this game, but that will also be good non-conference competition for your team. So you've already played a pretty tough schedule, and then you're going to go down there. So how do you think this non-conference play is going to help you when you get into EPAC play?
Well, the EPAC is it becomes different. And when I say it doesn't just be like some teams will be up and some teams will be down. The reality of it is within our league, we're all close enough together. A lot of our state will really separate, right? They're spread out. But here, the proximity of the schools, and you also have huddle, but everybody knows what everybody's going to do. A lot of the kids play together on AAU teams, and they're friends, and And so it just changes the dynamic of it. Again, we've tried to play against some athletic kids, and Green Street Academy, just men. And so playing against 6'9" guys, I think, is going to help us. When we go to Florida, it's an elite tournament. We're not going. Do we want to win the tournament? Well, if we didn't want to win it, I don't know why we'd go. But the reality of it is, we hope we show up and compete against. The kids we play in Miami will many of them will play Division I basketball. Some of them will play in the NBA. So it's partly about the experience as well. And we want our kids to enjoy that trip. We're going to go to a Miami Heat game. We're going to go to a Miami Hurricane game. We're going to go to South Beach. We're going to do some. We're going to go to Miami for a week and not do any fun activities. That'd be kind of silly. So we're really looking forward to the trip. And there's some parents that really help us with the logistics of all of it because it's a huge undertaking to take 25 people to Miami.
Last one, Coach. What are some keys to get the win tonight?
We'll focus more on the defensive end than anything. And honestly, it'll sound like a little thing. We really have talked about our bench and not necessarily our bench play. We play way more kids than we usually play. Because they all play, sometimes they're all sitting there waiting for their opportunity to go in, and we're not necessarily cheering for each other the way we want them to do. One thing before I go, and trying not to be emotional about it, most of the people in the community know that one of our former players, Patrick Miller, is no longer with us. So I would just like to send out a heartfelt, well wishes to his family as they deal with the loss. And any coach who's, you have relationships with students, relationships with players and students. That bond is something that stays with you forever. And so I just, I hope everybody would send prayers to his family during this tough time.
All right, Coach, thank you, and sorry about your loss. Now joined by the head coach of New Life Christian, Darryl Armstrong. Coach, your team comes in 4-0. What have you liked so far about your team this season?
We preach effort and energy and value in each other. With those methods that we put inside of them to make sure they work hard is to compete with each other the whole entire time. So it's been more of the effort and energy and the willingness not to give up and just keep playing through making the right decisions and making the right sacrifices that we need to win. So on the offensive side and the defensive side. So I've been very grateful of how they came along, and not more friends, they're becoming brothers, and that's what the ultimately goal, to be a winner in a team sport. So
taking on this Hedgesville team, a top 10 team in the state of West Virginia, Quad A. So what kind of went into scheduling this matchup, and what are you looking forward to about the game tonight?
Want to give my guys a bigger challenge, play at a high level. Hedgesville was one of our top teams we wanted to see first, to see what we fare out at. Really, grateful for the opportunity, and coming in with the understanding that this is a great team. So we have to make sure that we try not to make minimum mistakes, but no mistakes at all. Hopefully turnovers. I'm a big guy and I hate turnovers, so I want my guys to value the ball very much so. I don't know what we're going to walk into with Hedgesville, but we prepared. We're prepared the best way we possibly can be.
Who have been some guys? Sorry, Coach.
Adrian. Oh, I'm sorry.
Who have been some guys that stood out for you?
Adrian Amaya, which is a junior. He's really excelling at a high level as a guard. I have two transfers, one Jaleel Ambush, who's also a junior, who plays at a high level. And I have two great captains, too, Logan Pfeiffer and Kevin James, who really show great leadership, and they just bring their best effort at all times.
Last one, Coach. What will be some keys for you guys to get the win?
Defense. I think defense, making sure we value the ball, and run our plays. But defense is something that we thrive on to be great at. So our defense should get it done, then it'll be the glory of God.
All right, Coach, thank you, and good luck tonight.
Thank you, man.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we will continue to break things down between Hedgesville and New Life Christian. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? No matter what you think, you can have it either way. Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's Local Market.
Rise and shine. You're gonna be late for work. Good morning, sleepyhead. Have a good one.
Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's Local Market.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross in the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
We welcome you back to Hedgesville High School. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop here on the countdown to tip-off. We'll now get into our keys to the game, brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Spencer Dupuis rides with them, so you should too. Dylan, start with the visitors, New Life Christian, and then move over to Hedgesville for our keys to the game.
Yeah, for New Life, I think that they got to stick to the three-point shooters of the Eagles, especially that big three of King, Wilkes, and Bolduc. That they got to make sure that they aren't able to get those easy looks, because if you let a team start raining down three-pointers, it opens up the rest of that offense. And keep Hedgesville out of transition so you're not giving them some easy points off of turnovers to go along with the fact that they can fire away three-pointers. And for Hedgesville, I think they need to play lockdown defense so they can get their offensive players opportunities. They don't have to carry the load and win a shootout. And they need to get in the paint, because if you get into the paint, that's another thing. You'll be able to make New Life squeeze their defense in. You can kick it out to those guys that can knock down the ball from beyond the arc.
And then, Dylan, let's get our players to look out for, brought to you by Sutton & Janelle, attorneys at law, a full-service law firm helping individuals, families, and businesses with all of their legal needs. They're at 224 West King Street in Martinsburg, or go online at suttonandjanelle.com. Who is a player for New Life Christian and who's a player for Hedgesville that you think people will need to look out for tonight?
It was the first guy that New Life's coach mentioned, Adrian Amaya, averaging 15 points a game and 6 assists. So he's going to be their main scorer tonight and have to watch out for. And for Hedgesville, I think it's Elijah King. He's averaging 18.5 points a game, shooting 39% from three-point range on 7 three-pointers a game, 7 three-point attempts, that is. So he's a knockdown shooter. He can make a big difference in this game tonight.
Well, let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break, and when we return, we'll get you the starting lineups. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
We welcome you back to Hedgesville High School. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop, as 4-0 New Life Christian invades Hedgesville to take on the 4-0 Hedgesville Eagles. As we will now get into our starting lineups, brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg, or call 304-263-4343. We'll start with the visitors, the New Life Christian Rams. And for the Rams, they will start with Pfeiffer, followed by Logan Pfeiffer, the 6'1 senior guard. At the other guard, or at forward, a 6'1 junior, number 11, Jaleel Ambush. At center, a 6'4" senior, number 14, Ethan Sewell.
Officiating tonight's game are Ryan Potts, Jacob
And at guard, a 6'1" junior, number 3, Adrian Amaya, and rounding out the lineup, number 13, Jack Sokash. For Hedgesville, it is Stefan Barclay, Elijah King, Cam Wilkes, Jackson Ruest, and Christian Bolduc. We'll take a 60-second break. When we return, we'll continue to break down the game and get you set for tip-off.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We're accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
You need to keep your vehicle in good working order, but car and truck repairs can be very costly. Bears Repair in Martinsburg performs all kinds of auto repairs at prices most often well below their competition. Bears Repair offers tune-ups, oil change and lubrication, small and large engine and transmission repair, wheel balancing, front-end alignment, exhaust system replacement, air conditioning checks, auto inspections, and new tires. Stop by for a free estimate at Bears Repair, 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg, phone 262-0208. Bears Repair.
We welcome you back to Hedgesville High School. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. And Dylan, we've talked a little bit about the numbers for each team as the starting lineups are now being announced over the loudspeakers here at Hedgesville High School. But you mentioned Elijah King leading the way in the scoring column, but following him, you have Cam Wilkes at 12.5 points per game. Then Christian Bolduc, 10.5 points per game. Then it's been Ruest at 8.5. So a team that, you have those top three that are all in double figures, and then Ruest kind of right behind them. He's kind of their main forward, low post presence. It's definitely a team that relies on those three to put the ball in the hoop, but they have guys off the bench that can score as well. Stefan Barclay, while he's not averaging a ton of points, he was a starter for Martinsburg last year. So they have talent even on their bench, it's a really deep team. And Coach Church mentioned it. He's going to go deep. He's going to use a lot of these guys. It's different than Hedgesville's been in the past.
Right. It's good enough when you have three guys that you can reliably go to put a lot of points up on the board. So have a bunch of guys around them that can fill in the gaps or step up in places where they can. Like you mentioned, Coach Church said, Stephon Barclay can go off for 25 points in a single game if he needs to. And it really helps out your team. Basketball, it really is a team sport. Obviously, we see all these sports that we watch are team sports, but basketball in particular is one where you really need to move the ball around and everyone needs to carry their weight. So it's really important. While at the same time, one person can control a basketball game and really dominate it. It's just a whole other animal when you're moving the ball around. Look at, say, the San Antonio Spurs and their dynasty, or the Golden State Warriors. Yes, they have guys like Tim Duncan and Stephen Curry, but it's those guys around them, Draymond Green, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Klay Thompson, those guys that really make those teams incredibly special.
And we'll see Hedgesville at times kind of slow things down and really change the pace, but as we get set, opening tip-off brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com. Hedgesville comes out in the Carolina blue jerseys with the gold letters, gold numbers across the chest, black lettering on the back of the jersey with kind of a navy blue stripe down the side along with a gold stripe as well. And for the New Life Christian Rams, it's all-white jerseys with the navy blue numbers outlined, and then white shorts as well with the navy blue down the side. So Barclay in the jump circle for the Eagles, and he wins the tip. Ball goes to Cam Harris, and we're underway here from Hedgesville High School. Bolduc with it now up top, swings it over to King. King back over to Rest. Now over to Wilkes on the left wing. Dribbling in between the legs and now feeds Rest down low, who posts up on the right block. Kick it over to Bolduc. Now back to King. King, top of the key. He'll drive in. Kick it out. Wilkes thought about the three. Settles for the floater. Banks it off the glass. No good. Bolduc's there for the rebound. Ball gets tipped around. It will stay with Hedgesville underneath. As the ball was tipped by Amaya. It will stay with the Eagles. Into Bolduc, corner three is off the mark, no good. Ruess fights for the rebound, and it's eventually secured by Ambush. Our first shot of the game brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect. They're 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
There was a good ball movement on that first possession by Hedgesville, but they just weren't able to get a good shot in the end.
Maya dribble handoff with Pfeiffer. He gets guarded tightly by Wilkes. Now back up top to Ambush. Ambush off a screen. He'll drive to the rack, throw up a wild shot, but he gets it to go.
That's a tough way to finish.
New Life Christian grabs the early 2-0 lead with 6:38 to go in the opening quarter. Now King with it over the high post, Ruest. Now Barclay. Stephon Barclay, the Martinsburg transfer, over to Wilkes. He'll try a three, and Cam Wilkes knocks it down for our first points for the Eagles here tonight. Give Hedgesville the early 3-2 lead.
That's the danger of this Hedgesville team. They have those guys that can shoot the ball from way outside.
Good bounce pass underneath, but the pass goes off in the hands of the intended target and out of bounds as Sewell made a pretty good pass down low. I don't have a number 5 on the roster, but could just have a misprint there on the roster I was given. As Bolduc hands it over to Ruess. Now Barclay. Barclay drives in, kicks it over to Wilkes. Now back to Bolduc, over to King. King drives in with the left hand. Layup is up and good.
What a drive by King. Scoring from all levels right now.
5-2. Hedgesville on top. Here's a pass down low, tipped around from James. Swings it over to Sewell. Now over to Ambush. Ambush back to Maya with the pass to the corner. Three-pointer from Pfeiffer on the way is no good. Rebounded by Ambush. Ambush drives in. Nice layup at the rim, and it's good. Ambush has 4 points, all 4 points for the Rams. Quickly back the other way. Stephon Barclay with the left-handed layup. Lays it up and in. His first 2 points. Hedgesville extends the lead to 7-4. Here's Pfeiffer with a corner three on the way. Off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded, though, by James. That pass intercepted by Cam Wilkes. And Hedgesville will push it across. King now over to Wilkes. A wide-open triple from the right wing. No good, but Ruess grabs the rebound. Jackson Ruess going right up strong. He gets fouled. He'll go to the line.
Great effort by Ruess to get that board and put it back up. Give his team a second chance. Really some good athleticism being shown out on the court from both teams so far. I mean, Ambush, it looked like he was floating for that layup.
I was like, is he going to dunk that? Ruess with the left-handed free throw. It's up and good. Extends Hedgesville lead to 8-4.
Saw New Life fall asleep getting back on defense, letting Barclay get the ball to the rack on that possession prior. Be careful with that.
Second one up and good for Jackson West. Extends the lead to 9-4 Eagles. Double team here on Ambush, and it's taken away nearly by Wilkes, who goes into the scores table. Can't keep the pass alive, and it will stay with the Rams. Ambush now to inbound.
Great effort on defense there. Almost got the trap, but they just knocked the ball out of bounds.
Now over to Ambush here, left wing. Pass is taken away, and Maya couldn't handle it. Bolduc ahead to Stephon Barclay. This could be showtime, but Barclay doesn't quite throw down. Still gets the 2 points, and it's an 11-4 Hedgesville lead. And New Life Christian will take a timeout with 4:17 to go in the opening quarter as Barclay has 4 points. Our first quarter presented to you on TV 10 by Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown. Ranson, proudly serving the area since 1880, along with CMA Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike, CMA, moving lives forward. So, Dylan, good start for the Eagles, an early 11-4 lead. New Life Christian definitely, I think, has the athletes to at least make things interesting, but they're making some little mistakes that have allowed Hedgesville to build this lead.
And it's been the athletes of Hedgesville with that 1-3-1 defense that they've gone to, really trying to trap the ball handlers of New Life and using their length and athleticism of their own to be able to force these turnovers.
Amaya breaks the trap. They get it ahead to James. James' pass, though, taken away by Barclay. 11-4, Hedgesville on top, 4:04 to go in the opening quarter. Rest now in the corner, extra pass to Cam Wilkes. Wilkes dribble drives in, tries to dump it down to Bolduc, and he does eventually handle it and get the layup to go. Extending the lead to 13-4 Hedgesville. First 2 points of the day for Bolduc. Hedgesville forces another turnover and a foul called. I believe it's going to go against Ambush as him and Barclay collide. 3:48 to go in the opening quarter. It's Hedgesville 13, New Life Christian 4. Ambush will check out as he appears to be a little bit banged up on the play.
Yeah, that was a hard collision there. It was just playing good defense and hustling, but just got a little bit out of control.
Alabi and Kistner check in for New Life Christian. Cam Wilkes with the basketball now on the right wing over to Elijah King. King attacks over to Wilkes. Thought about the three. Nice head fake. Finds Barclay now on the wing. He'll drive in, get fouled, and finish the layup as well. Stephon Barclay now up to 6 points. He'll try for the three-point play. It's 15-4 Hedgesville on top. 3:30 to go in the opening quarter.
And Barclay just seems like he has springs in his feet. He just really takes no lead up to it at all for him to bounce up in the air and get that height, be able to sky above the defenders. It's great on both ends of the court to see him getting steals out of the air and making it to the basket on the other end.
Barclay's free throw attempt is off the back of the rim. No good, but Ruess grabs the rebound and finishes.
With the offhand there.
Yeah, very impressive. That's true, he is left-handed. Layup there from Ruess. to extend the lead 17-4. Another New Life turnover. The rest has 4 points. 3:18 to go in the opening quarter. Elijah King brings it across the court for the Eagles. Tay Wilmer now into the ball game for Hedgesville as well. Wilmer swings to Bolduc. Back up top, Ruest. Now Elijah King. Wilmer down low, Barclay. Nice break of the zone defense. Barclay has it swat away from behind, but it's picked up by King. King skip pass over to Wilmer. His open three-pointer from the right wing is off the mark, no good, but Bolduc's there to grab the rebound. A beautiful post move from Christian Bolduc. He lays it up and in. He has 4. Hedgesville extends the lead to 19-4.
That's a great up fake to get his man up in the air and use the finesse.
Amaya with the pass down low to James. Kevin James goes up strong with the left hand. No good. Rebounded by Bolduc. Bolduc ahead to Elijah King. Hedgesville running the floor. A lob pass up to Stephon Barclay, who can't quite finish the layup underneath. Rebound grabbed by Pfeiffer. Here's a quick bounce pass the other way and a turnover. Labe couldn't handle it. 19-4. Sub coming on for Hedgesville. It's Gainey coming in. 19-4. Eagles on top. 2:16 to go in the opening quarter.
Hedgesville's been impressive on both sides of the ball pretty equally. The way they've been able to move the ball on offense and shut things down on defense.
Here's Gainey down the low post. Barclay now back out to Gainey on the left wing. Up top to Elijah King. King swings to Ruest, who kicks it to the corner. Bolduc down low. Barclay makes an acrobatic move to the rim. Can't finish the shot. Eventually the rebound is grabbed by King. He'll try a three-pointer. He throws it up. It's an air ball. Pfeiffer secures the rebound for New Life Christian. Pfeiffer looks ahead to James. Now the ball in the hands of Ambush, who goes to the rim. A foul called before the shot. And they will inbound from the baseline. 19-4. Eagles lead the Rams with 1:39 to go in the first quarter. Another sub coming on for Hedgesville as Damon Cook, who was at times a starter for this Hedgesville team a year ago. So, again, they add Barclay to the mix. They just have a lot of talent and depth on this roster, Dylan.
And now they switch to a man-to-man defense after playing some 1-3-1 and some press.
Cook ahead to Wilmer, who lays it up and in. Excuse me, that's King, and King knocks it down. He gets fouled. He'll go to the line.
There we go. That's one of the things that New Life could not do, is let Hedgesville get out in transition. They are tough enough to beat when you're in the half court, but for them to get those easy buckets like that, just falling asleep on defense, that makes things even tougher.
King to the line with Hedgesville leading 21-4. His free throw is up and good. Elijah King now with 5 points. Cam Wilkes will come in for King. Quincy Pitsnoggle checks in for the Eagles as well. It's 22-4. Hedgesville leading over New Life Christian with 1:25 to go in the opening quarter. Amaya with the basketball. Amaya finds Alabi. He'll dribble handoff with James. James back over to Kistner. Now Amaya on the ring. 1:05 to go opening quarter. Alabi drive and dish over to Kistner. He'll pull up on a baseline. Jay, no good. Good rebound though underneath, and a foul called on the play.
That was called on the Eagles, number 13, Xander Lee, his first, team second.
You see Hedgesville is switching all of their screens right now. That means you can tell that they think that they have confidence in their athleticism on the defensive end to play any man against any man.
So I believe Socash is now wearing number 5. We believed he was number 13, but I believe that is now how it is. So Pfeiffer comes back in. James will inbound from the baseline, get it in. A three-pointer with 53 seconds to go is off the mark. No good from Amaya. Rebounded by the Eagles. Wilmer quickly in transition. Wilmer kicks over to Cook. Cook back to Wilmer. Thought about the open triple. He'll move the ball, and here's a corner three from Cam Wilkes, off the mark, no good. Pitsnoggle trying to chase down the rebound, can't quite secure it. Pfeiffer down low Underneath to Socash, and Socash lays it up and in.
He was just kind of able to sneak past the Hedgesville defense there. Finally, some points on the board towards the end of this first quarter. Try to get a little bit of momentum going into the second.
22-6. Hedgesville on top, 12 seconds to go before the end of the first quarter. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Pitsnoggle grabs the rebound, and Pitsnoggle keeps it high and lays it up and in. His first 2 points of the evening, 24-6, and those are the final points of the opening quarter. We'll take a 60-second break. It's Hedgesville 24, New Life Christian 6. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back at 60.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
The holidays are for making memories, and Honda can help you make them. Whether it's hauling presents in a capable Ridgeline, going sledding in an adventurous Pilot, or traveling in a rugged Passport or CR-V. Make memories during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
See dealer for financing details.
We welcome you back to Hedgesville High School, 24-6. Eagles on top as we begin this second quarter. Nick Verzley alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Braden Schaffner and Colin McLaughlin are our cameramen this evening. And Spencer Dupuis is back in the studio. So the Rams will start with the possession. It's Amaya over to Ambush, and Ambush brings it across for the Rams. James drives baseline. He gets double-teamed underneath. Kick it back over to Amaya. Backdoor cut by Kevin James. A good roll of the rim, but its shot is blocked by Ruest, and now rebounded by Ruest after another effort.
Great defense all around from Hedgesville. Ruest has been a big part of that so far.
Swing over to Wilmer down low. Get it to the short corner. Extra pass from Barclay to Ruest, and he'll lay it up and in. Good start for Jackson Ruest. He has 6 points for the Eagles. Amaya with it, standing in the Hedgesville logo. Swing it over to Ambush. Ambush attacks the rim. Shot no good. Rebounded by Ruest. Quickly down the court to Christian Bolduc. Bolduc with the crossover dribble, and he is fouled as Hedgesville will reset the possession. And I mentioned how Damon Cook at times would start last year. Tame Wilmer as well would start at times, but this team, again, it's a different Eagles team that returns a lot from last year, and you're able to bring these guys off the bench, and they can probably start on a lot of teams in the EPAC. Bolduc swings it over to Wilmer, back up top. Bolduc will try the open three, and it's nothing but net for Christian Bolduc. Makes it 29-6, Hedgesville on top.
Just absolute snipers from outside. Makes things so much tough when you extend that defense out and you can't pack in the paint like you can against some teams.
I think the ball movement's been the most impressive thing for Hedgesville. I mean, you can really tell Coach Ruest in his pregame interview seemed like the number one thing, this team cannot be selfish, and they're not playing selfish at all. Everybody's getting involved, everybody's getting a touch, and they're getting the best shot possible in each possession. As Bolduc swings to the corner, Wilmer, down low, Barclay in the short corner. An extra pass from Stephon Barclay to Damon Cook, and he'll lay it up and in.
They are perfectly playing against this 3-2 zone. They know exactly where the ball needs to shift around and who's going to be open, and who needs to cut where. Really impressive.
New Life probably doesn't have the guys to match up man-to-man as Amaya tries the three-pointer. It's off the mark, no good, but the zone clearly is not working. Barkley took about 15 steps and nearly called for a travel.
Yeah, you can tell. He wanted to take that one dribble, then it was a little too late, so he kind of just tried to step the rest of the way to the basket. He almost made it.
Maybe in a few years, Stephon Barclay will be allowed to do that.
Maybe.
It's probably a little bit of a stretch, but you never know. You might grow or make it to the NBA. I don't know, whichever comes first. Foul on that one underneath as Xavier Kirk has checked into the ball game. I mean, Kirk will go to the line, shoot a couple.
I would say we're so used to, I think, a guy coming from football to basketball being a quarterback and coming and being the star player on the basketball team as well. A guy like Jackson West out here, he comes from being the quarterback of a team, and he steps in as a role player on this basketball team, shows no ego at all, just doing what he has to do, rebounding, hustling, playing defense. Really impressive. He a really humble guy. You can just tell from something like that. Very selfless.
Yeah, I mean, we see that as Kirk knocks down the second free throw. We see that from Urest really in all three sports that he plays, even in football, as he dives on the floor here and wins Hedgesville a possession as Coach Church burns the timeout with our score, 32-6. Hedgesville on top. We'll go ahead and jump into our second quarter sponsors. Our second quarter is brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. They're located at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at orsini's.com. Along with the Skinner Law Firm, Injury and Consumer Rights Lawyers, call 304-245-6613 or go online to skinnerfirm.com. So, Dylan, we were talking about Urest. I mean, he's a guy that plays three different sports, kind of has a role that's different in all three. You mentioned being the quarterback. On the basketball team, he is that role player. He does start, so it's not like he doesn't, start, but he starts. He's the center, kind of, in a way. I mean, he's the real post guy. And then in baseball, he's a starting pitcher, but also he's an outfielder. He kind of serves a star role at times, but a rotational role in the field as well. So just a good guy, a good kid, and you like seeing his success.
Absolutely.
Ruest now takes it in the short corner over to Cam Wilkes. He tries a three-pointer. It's off the mark, no good. Elijah King back in the game. He grabs the rebound, goes up strong to the rack, but the ball goes out of bounds and will now belong to the New Life Christian Rams.
That's even with the score at 32-6. Hedgesville bringing the full court press.
Yeah, it's a mindset thing, especially when you're heading to Florida after this. You got to be ready to play down there. Here's Kevin James as they break the press, a lob pass underneath, and finished by Sewell, his first 2 points of the evening. Now Ruest drives to the rim, looks back out, kicks it over to Cam Wilkes. Wilkes over to Elijah King. Extra pass, Stephon Barclay. Now back to King. 32-8, Hedgesville on top. 5:09 to go in the first half. Ruest in the corner. Back up top to King on the right wing. Now Kirk will try a three-pointer. His shot off the mark, no good. Another offensive rebound for the Eagles. It's grabbed by Cam Wilkes. Back up top to King, who pump fakes. Now swing it over to Wilkes in the corner. His three-pointer is off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Ruest. He'll go up strong, get fouled, and finish, and head to the line. Jackson Ruest is leading the way for Hedgesville. We said he's not the star, but he's kind of playing like it tonight.
And sometimes those role players have their moments. You call a guy a role player, but really what that just means is they're not the star, leading scorer on the team, the guy that you put the team on his back. It's going to be a guy that, gets rebounds and hustles, plays defense. And maybe he's your fourth leading scorer, which is what Ruest is. I mean, but he is the team's leading rebounder, and a lot of that's been offensive tonight.
8 points, now 9 for Ruest as he extends the lead to 35-8. Hedgesville. So Ruest has more than the entire New Life Christian Rams so far. Amaya brings it across half court. He'll push it over into a triple team and turn it over. Great play by Kirk. Here's the pass ahead to Elijah King, who lays it up and in. King went from 28 the other night. 37-8. Hedgesville, we got a timeout taken by the Rams. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball Talk Radio, WRR and TV 10. We're back in 30.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
We welcome you back to Hedgesville High School. The Eagles with a commanding lead over the New Life Christian Rams, 37-8. Nick Versley alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Clayton Schaffner on camera, along with Colin McLaughlin. Back in the studio, Spencer Dupuis. Dylan, it's just been Hedgesville really since the first tip.
Yeah, it just seems like New Life is outmatched athletically on the offensive end and defensive end. You see it in all the offensive rebounds that the Eagles are able to get, all of the turnovers, of steals, blocks, defensive rebounds the Eagles have gotten on the other end. And it's been a lot for New Life to handle, and they're not making it any easier on them by keeping up this full court press.
4:31 to go in the first half, as the Rams try to break that press that Dylan mentioned. Here's Pfeiffer. I don't know if they're going to get it across in time. They just barely do. Find Amaya. Back to Pfeiffer. Hedgesville drops into a 2-3 zone. Pfeiffer. Over to Allaby. Now swing it to Amaya. 4:04 to go in the first half. Ball is tipped by Kirk. And an offensive foul called. Ruest is there to take the charge. Offensive foul called on Kistner. And we actually have the stat here, Dylan, to tell you how many charges Ruest has taken this year. And that is, I'm trying to find his number. There he is. That is the third time Jackson Ruest has taken a charge this season.
In 5 games, that's pretty good, I'd say. I mean, that's the kind of things you expect out of a hustle player. He had a full line shift substitution from the Eagles.
And as a team, that's the 9th charge Hedgesville has taken this year. So, my coach used to always say, it only hurts for a little while, Dylan. That's what they would tell us.
There you go. I think you're right.
Usually. I mean, you never know how bad it could be, right?
I guess that's the risk you're taking, but
Damon Cook is fouled. That is the 9th foul on New Life Christian. So Cook will go to the line, shoot 1-1. He has 2 points so far in this dominating game so far for the Eagles.
And it hasn't really mattered what sort of lineup the Hedgesville's had out there. It's been the same result so far.
Cook misses the front end of the 1-1. Ball is tipped around and kept alive now by Kistner of New Life Christian. The Rams will go back the other way. Amaya splits the defense, tries to force a pass underneath, and it is knocked away by Pittsnoggle, but a foul called on Stephon Barclay. First one against him, only the 3rd team foul on the Eagles with a 37-8 lead and 3:30 to go in the first half. Allaby now with it, off the inbound, back to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer skip pass, Allaby tries a three-pointer, and he knocks it down. Good shot from Allaby.
Rare occurrence for them to find an open shot.
Pittsnoggle now with it on the outside. Swings it over to Wilmer. Back to Bolduc, right wing. Extra pass to Damon Cook, who is wide open for 3, and he takes it. It's in and out, no good. Eagles haven't shot it great from behind the arc here tonight, but certainly have the ability to knock down those shots. Pfeiffer now with it in the corner. That pass taken away. Christian Bolduc read it all the way. Bolduc, fast break, layup is up and good.
Man, it's just another level of athlete that Hedgesville has out here right now. They're reading passes. They're getting these traps. There's just been nowhere to go for the Rams.
9 points for Bolduc. Here's a double team underneath, and the ball went out of bounds. Hedgesville forces the turnover at 39-11, 2:35 to go in the first half of play. Wilmer will bring it across for the Eagles. Swing it to Damon Cook. Cook with the pass over to Barkley. Give and go down low. Pittsnoggle reverse layup is up and no good. Rebounded by Amaya. Amaya quickly down the court to Pfeiffer, and the ball goes out of bounds. Another turnover For the Rams, Pfeiffer will check in. Kevin James will check in, for Pfeiffer, who will check out. Wilmer now brings it across for the Eagles. Barclay now in the corner. Short porch to Pittsnoggle. Extra pass up top. A wide open triple for Damon Cook. Bingo! 42-11. Hedgesville on top with 2:05 to go in the first half.
All around great performance. And you see these traps here on defense from the Eagles. They're playing so many different kinds of defenses. We've seen them in man-to-man. We've seen them in 2-3, 1-3-1. Just get a foul there.
Yeah, Wilmer's going to be called for a reach. I mean, when you have a 42-11 lead, it does allow you to try a lot of different things. And early in the season, to get that in-game experience with all of your different defensive looks can really help you down the stretch.
Absolutely can. Exactly right. You can do a little bit of experimenting when you're up by this many points.
Barclay forces a turnover. Wilkes checks back in. Wilmer will check out with Hedgesville leading 42-11. 1:49 to go in the first half between the Eagles and the Rams. Not an NFC showdown, but a high school basketball showdown. Down low to Pittsnoggle. Pittsnoggle kicks it out to Barclay. Barclay over to Cook. Now back to Barclay. Over to Bolduc. Extra pass to Wilkes. 1:25 to go in the first half. Good pass to the corner for three. His shot is up and no good from Damon Cook, but Pittsnoggle grabs the rebound, and Quincy Pittsnoggle powers his way up and in for that shot. He has 4 points. It's 44-11 now, Hedgesville.
Well, this might not be an NFL game, but if he told me the Eagles were beating the Rams in the NFL 44-11, it'd sound a little weird, but it's not that. It doesn't sound that too far out of the imagination.
Especially how the Rams look this year.
Right, and the Eagles.
Barclay down low. His shot rejected by Amaya. And then the two New Life Christian players run into each other, which forces a travel on Kistner. Just bad luck there.
Yeah. That's second basket down low of Quincy Pittsnoggle. If you might have noticed, if you get heard on the broadcast, there was a little bit of a pop the first time that Pittsnoggle checked into the game. He's obviously the son of WVU Mountaineers legend Kevin Pittsnoggle.
44. Go ahead, Dylan.
This is the assistant principal over at Musselman High School.
Swing it to the corner three from Cam Wilkes, and Wilkes buries it from the corner. It's 47-11 Eagles. Wilkes with his second triple of the evening to give him six points. Amaya back up top. Eagles drop into the 2-3 zone. Amaya attacks the rim. Shot is no good. Pittsnoggle with a good contest with an offensive rebound by James, who goes up strong, and now Pittsnoggle secures that rebound for the Eagles. Hedgesville pushes it quickly back the other way. Wilkes fought about the three. He'll drive baseline, kick it out to open King, but the pass was a little wide and incomplete as it heads out of bounds. At 47-11 the score. 2.6 seconds to go before halftime. James will roll it into Amaya. Amaya picks it up. Guarded by King. Will launch from half court. Oh, just off the back of the rim and no good. As we head to halftime, Hedgesville 47 and the Rams of New Life Christian 11. We will take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have the Mansion Freddie Law Firm halftime show. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10. We're back in 2 minutes.
You've been in an accident. The choice of a lawyer may be the biggest decision you make for you and your family's future. At Mansion Ferretti, we offer a free consultation and no fees until we win your case. Call us today and protect your future. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Hi, it's Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 Spencer Dupuis. When I got into a car accident and needed to get another vehicle, I wanted to go somewhere I could trust. So I went to the Hedgesville Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road. As a first-time car buyer, I really didn't know what to expect. But at Hedgesville, they treated me like family. Every step in the process was seamless. Not only did they give me a great deal, but they also helped me secure an amazing interest rate. Now I know firsthand why Hedgesville has such a great reputation in this community. I ride with Hedgesville Motor Company, so you should too.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross in the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
We welcome you back to Hedgesville High School as the dance team performs, and the Eagles are probably dancing as well, as it's 47-11 Hedgesville here at the half. Nick Verzolini alongside me is Dylan Bishop as we get into the Mansion Freddy Law Firm halftime show. The Mansion Freddy Law Firm is located in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Dylan, pretty much domination since opening tip here tonight for Hedgesville.
It hasn't really been any one player for Hedgesville. It's really been everyone. Jackson West, Elijah King, Stephon Barclay. The entire, really, starting five and a couple guys off the bench have contributed almost equally in a lot of different ways. It's just been the athleticism overall on both ends of the court that has caused so many problems for New Life, and they've allowed Hedgesville to get out in transition and get those easy baskets. And then when they get in the half court, great ball movement around for them to find the holes in the 3-2 zone that the Rams have been playing. It just hasn't worked so far. It hasn't stopped them from shooting threes. It hasn't stopped them from getting down low inside. And then on the defensive end, the Eagles just have too much length and speed and quickness for the Rams to really be able to get anything inside, and all those trapping defenses causing a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, as Hedgesville has dominated 47-11. You mentioned the balance, Dylan, and let's get into some stats that help back up your point. Stephon Barclay, 6 points. Elijah King, 7 points. Cam Wilkes, 6 points. Damon Cook, 5 points. Jackson Ruest, 9 points. Christian Bolduc, 9 points. Xavier Kirk, 1 point, and Quincy Pittsnagel, 4 points. That all adds up to 47 for the Hedgesville Eagles. And then for New Life Christian, the Rams, Allaby with 3 points, 4 for Ambush, Sewell with 2, and Socash with 2. That adds up to 11 points for the New Life Christian Rams. We got 5:45 to go before the start of the second half. So we'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll send it back to Spencer Dupuis in the studio for the scoreboard show. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 2 minutes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
WVU Heart and Vascular Institute offers world-class heart care close to home. Our board-certified physicians are performing groundbreaking procedures using cutting-edge techniques, and that's why we're expanding our services to every corner of our region, so you don't have to travel far to receive the great specialty care you deserve close to home. Now accepting new patients at all locations in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, Shepherdstown, Winchester, and at our newest office in Ranson. WVU Heart and Vascular Institute, world-class heart care close to home.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? No matter what you think, you can have it either way. Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's local market.
Rise and shine. You're gonna be late for work. Good morning, sleepyhead. Have a good one.
Rock's new bagel croissant and chicken waffle breakfast sandwiches are made fresh every morning. Rock's local market.
Welcome in here to the Mountaineer Pub halftime and one scoreboard show. Mountaineer Pub located at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway in Martinsburg. Hedgesville on top easily in this one, 47-11. It's a great shooting day from three and from all over the place for the Hedgesville Eagles in this final tune-up game before they head down to Miami, Florida for a big tournament next week. Not much action elsewhere around the EPAC. No other teams in action currently. We had a final from earlier today at the Panther Classic. Martinsburg took care of Franklin County, Tennessee. 82-77. Believe they're in action for the final game tomorrow. Don't have details on that yet, but that's the look at the EPAC. Right now in the NBA at halftime, the Jazz are on top of the Pistons 61-60. End of the first quarter, the Bulls are on top of the Heat 31-21. With 9:03 last check left in the second quarter, the Knicks are on top of the Warriors 42-35. The Wizards get in action at 9 p.m. against the Suns. And then at 10 p.m. on TNT, the Grizzlies against the Nuggets. But again, score from Hedgesville is 47-11. We'll take a 2-minute break, and then we'll head back out to Hedgesville for the second half action. You're tuned into West Virginia High School basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We'll be back there to the Nick and Dylan in 2 minutes.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
When you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center, 400 West Stevens Street, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
Gentlemen, start her engine. Yes, this holiday season, surprise her with the gift that adds fuel, turns her key, and starts her engine with a little box from Bechtel Jewelers. When you hand that little box to her, the key clicks in her ignition. She opens it, and you hear that internal combustion. She puts it on, and her engine catches fire. Then her pedal is all the way down. She kisses you, and zoom, you're burning down the highway of love. Gentlemen, start her engine this holiday season with a gift from Bechtel Jewelers, Rattleman South, Inwood.
I'll be able to retire. How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC. Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
Welcome you back to Hedgesville as the Eagles pick up right where they left off the inbound. Christian Bolduc gets the layup to go. It's now 49-11. Eagles on top. Nick Verzley alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Amaya now with the basketball. Over to Ambush, and Ambush loses control, and it's another turnover for New Life Christian, who trails 49-11 as we begin this third quarter. Nick Verzley alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Ben Hedgesville pretty much since the opening tip here tonight.
Right, we're seeing a little bit more of a trap from the New Life side. We'll see if it helps them out.
Wilkes in the corner, extra pass, a long three from Elijah King, and it is good.
They're picking up right where they left off.
And Pfeiffer now attacks the rim. Pfeiffer's shot tipped away by Rest. Second effort is no good. Rebounded by Bolduc. Bolduc ahead to Barclay. Barclay with the attempt at the dunk, and he gets fouled to go to the line.
Whew, almost brought the house down with that one. He's just been getting out in the transition with ease.
I mean, what a pickup that's been for Hedgesville.
It really has been. He's not one of the three leading scorers on this team that are in double digits on the year, but he could easily get there. Only 4 games into the year.
Yeah, I mean, if you get guys in foul trouble at some point, Stephon Barclay has that starting experience. Was a key member of that team for Martinsburg a season ago, and he comes over here and he can do similar things as Barclay knocks down these one of 2 free throws. He has 7 points. And back on the other end, Amaya. Imagine if Amaya forces Barclay into a foul. Imagine if Barclay would have came out for the Eagles football team, because he did play football in Martinsburg a year ago and showed some great signs as a wide receiver. You would have added him into that wide receiver core that was already
they were already overflowing with that wide receiver talent for Ruest to throw to.
Would have been interesting to see, but elected not to play basketball. Pfeiffer drives baseline, or football, I should say. Last year, I believe, was his first year, so Ambush attacks. The shot is up and good.
So those 2 early baskets that Ambush had, it seemed like he was going to be causing a lot of trouble for Hedgesville, but they were able to shut it down for the rest of that first half and only allow the team to get a total of 11 points on the board.
He now has 6 points, but yeah, he hasn't scored since. Wilkes tries another 3 from the wing. It's short. No good. Rebounded by Ambush. He'll quickly move it ahead to Amaya. Amaya has been a non-factor and has been the leading scorer heading into the game for New Life Christian.
We've seen Barclay on him a lot.
And, I mean, that's a tough matchup with Barclay's length. As Ruest kind of forces the turnover, Barclay's got the steal all by himself. He'll go up for the two-handed slam dunk. And it's 55-13 all by himself. 26 to go in the third quarter.
His defense leading the offense, picking the pocket, making the right move at the right time to go in for that double. Leads to an easy dunk.
Air ball on the other end for Pfeiffer. And the Eagles will bring in 3 subs. Barclay will check out. Wilkes and Bolduc, Wilkes stays in. Ruiz checks us out. As it's Wilmer, Pittsnoggle, along with, for Hedgesville, along with Gainey checking in. 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Wilmer with it in the circle. Over to Gainey. Swings it to King, and King knocks down the corner three. King now has 13 points. It's 58-13. Eagles on top. There's a three on the other end from Pfeiffer, who comes in as the highest percentage shooting three-point shooter on the New Life Christian team. Pass gets deflected over to Wilmer. Thought about the triple. Takes one dribble inside. Nice bounce pass underneath. Now swings it to King. King's shot in the lane is no good. Pittsnoggle tips about 3 times. Goes up strong with the layup. The follow is no good as well from Pittsnoggle, and nearly running into the cheerleader was Gainey on the baseline, but instead of keeping it alive, it's a turnover, or not really a turnover, but a ball that goes out of bounds, and it will be New Life Christian possession on the loose ball. 58-13, 4:20 to go in the third quarter. Our third quarter is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Here's a triple from Pfeiffer. I combined Pfeiffer and triple into one word there, and I made it a triple.
Triple.
But Pfeiffer gets the layup to go on the left side. His first 2 points. Puts it up to 15 now for New Life Christian. Our other third quarter sponsor, Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com. King, extra pass underneath to Gainey. He can't get the layup to go. Pass gets tipped around on the rebound attempt from Pittsnoggle, and eventually New Life Christian's James chases it down. Pfeiffer on the other end. Pfeiffer attacks and loses control of it. Ball goes out of bounds. And now Pfeiffer will inbound on the baseline.
I've been impressed by Elijah King's ability to kick the ball out and choose his spots for when he drives into the lane. He's not just looking to score every time. He's been dumping the ball out a lot, kicking the ball out.
Looks to Wilmer after the turnover. Wilmer extra pass to Pittsnoggle, who gets fouled and goes to the line. Hedgesville 60, New Life Christian 15, 3:13 to go in the third quarter. To Wilmer. Pittsnoggle now has 6 points for the Eagles.
It just feels like that every time New Life tries to come up with a new answer, Hedgesville comes back with a new question for them to solve. It just seems like everything is firing right for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's been a dominating performance and a really impressive performance from Hedgesville as they continue to rack up the assist and the unselfish play. Is definitely the biggest takeaway for me so far in this ball game. James with the basketball. He'll swing it to Ambush, who loses control of it. Great defense by Tay Wilmer. Goes off of Ambush's leg, and we'll go back to the Eagles. Kirk checks in. Checking out is Elijah King. And the fact that Hedgesville has been able to go to its bench at times and still get great production, I mean, you're seeing the talent on this team. There hasn't been much of a drop-off from the bench to the starters. Wilmer extra pass down low to Pittsnoggle. Pittsnoggle gets double-teamed, kicks it out to Cook. Cook, extra pass to Quincy Pittsnoggle. His reverse layup is no good. Tough angle. It's rebounded by James.
Sometimes you just got to put the ball on the ground there for an extra dribble and get yourself in better position.
2:25 to go in the third quarter. Swing it to James in the corner. James drives in, kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way is in and out, no good on the three there from Sewell. It's rebounded by the Eagles. Cook pass down low to Gainey. Extra pass, Pittsnoggle's corner. Triple is just off the mark, no good. But a great rebound by Kirk to keep it alive. And he throws it off of a ram and it heads out of bounds. It will go back to the Eagles. Ruesch will check in for Pittsnoggle. 61-15 our score. 2:04 to go in the third. Damon Cook to inbound. Wilmer tries a long three from the wing, and Tay Wilmer joins the score column with a triple. His first 3 points, 64-15.
Just left him open there, just gave him some room off of that screen, and now they step out of bounds there.
Yeah, pretty move by Ambush, but he did step out of bounds. Checking in for the Eagles, Anthony Gosk checks in. 1:47 to go in this third quarter. Eagles with a dominating lead. Kirk over to Cook. Now back to Kirk, standing on the E, and Eagles on the far sideline. Nice pass again. Wilmer finding Ruest, and Ruest lays it up and in.
Again, you mentioned, Nick, they may just not have the ability, the quickness to keep up in man-to-man, so they've had to play that zone, but Hedgesville has just been able to find every single crease and opening in that zone.
There's a wild shot on the way from Amaya, and the follow from Ambush is up and in. Ambush leads the way for New Life Christian with 8 points. Wilmer, extra pass over to Cook, and another turnover. Well, actually a rare turnover, I should say, for Hedgesville, but they get it right back as Ambush can't control it, and now we'll have, I believe, a jump ball, and it will go in the direction of New Life Christian. Christian Bolduc will come back in for the Eagles. Pfeiffer checks back in on the other side. Kirk will run off. Eagles 66, New Life Christian 17. Amaya now with the basketball, standing on the volleyball court, part of half court. Amaya attacks, pulls up from the extended elbow. Shot is no good, off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Pfeiffer, head face, kicks it out to Kevin James. James attacks, and he gets fouled on the floor, so the Eagles will keep possession, the Rams will keep possession underneath. I think Tate Wilmer's been pretty impressive tonight with his extra passes and his ability to work the ball into the short corner.
He has, just another guy that can be dangerous on his team.
Like, he only has 3 points, but when you watch the game, you see more than that. Amaya gets the layup to go. His first 2 points came in as the leading scorer. Gets his first 2 points of under 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, and Hedgesville leading 66-19.
It's incredibly impressive. Leading scorer in the team not getting into the box score until the end of the third quarter.
Wilmer now with the basketball. He attacks, goes up strong, and gets fouled, and he'll go to the line, shoot 2. That's why, hey, Coach Church talked about it even in the pregame. Just because you score 30 points doesn't mean a coach is going to recruit you. It's about those things that you see when you're actually watching the game, not just the box score. And Wilmer's been kind of that guy tonight.
He has, and it does so much for your team when you can go deep into your bench, not just because it makes you unpredictable, but also it allows you to keep your guys fresh, that you don't have to play a guy like Elijah King or Wilkes or Barclay for 90% of a game. You can sub them out, and you can still be confident in what your team's going to give you.
Bolduc grabs the rebound after the Wilmer miss, and Bolduc gets it off just before the buzzer to put him at 13 points. Wilmer does go 1 for 2 at the line. He's now up to 4 points. It's 69-19. Hedgesville, let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break. A minute break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
A 22-8 third quarter in favor of the Eagles as Hedgesville bringing on, I believe now, everybody into the game besides Noah Brown, but I think he might be dealing with an injury if I recall correctly.
And a lot of new faces. Still have Elijah King in the game right now for the Eagles, as well as Cameron Wilkes.
Yeah, Arndt into the game now, along with Pence. And looks like Elliott in there as well. And you keep some of those older guys in the game, too, to kind of help run things. As you mentioned, Wilkes and King on the court for the Eagles. A charge going to be called against New Life Christian. Great job by Arndt to be in possession or in position to draw the charge.
Seemed like a little bit of hesitancy from those officials there to make sure that they were on the same page, but they eventually had their nonverbal agreement in the end.
You have to criticize the officials because one of your roommate is an official tonight.
And we'll leave it up to the imagination which one. We don't have to dox him.
Right, we don't want to call him out because if they happen to know where you live, Dylan, then they might come for him.
That's true.
Even though not much to complain about from an official perspective, Art will lay it up and in his first 2 points of the evening.
Had to find a time to get some sort of jab in there a little bit somewhere.
I appreciate it, Dylan. Amaya's shot on the way, and he gets the contested three-pointer to go. Very difficult shot. Just 5 points, though, for him. 71-21. Hedgesville rolling here in this fourth quarter. Short corner, down low to Wilkes. His shot is blocked by Amaya. Picked up now. Alibi on the fast break. Turnover. Elijah King gets it right back for the Eagles. He'll reset the offense with 6:25 to go in this fourth quarter. Hedgesville being very patient here to try to get a good shot. As I say that, King jacks up a long triple. No good. And a rebound underneath for Sewell. Ambush and Kistner come back on for New Life Christian, who trails in this one 71-21. 6:14 to go in the fourth quarter. As Pfeiffer dribble handoff with James. James looks for Pfeiffer, turns it over. Great steal, or great save, I should say. Arndt now on the fast break, down low to King. What a great job by Cam Wilkes to keep that one alive. Now he's in on offense, pulls up from the extended elbow and can't quite knock it down. That would have been incredible if Cam Wilkes kept that save alive in the corner and then came down and knocked down a jumper.
Yeah, I think he had a little bit of a more open teammate there in the corner, but he kind of earned himself a shot attempt after saving that ball.
Maya now off the screen. Ambush attacks, pulls it back out with 5:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Back to Amaya. Amaya over to James. James drives baseline. Could have been another charge, but no call on either end. And shot is no good. Rebounded by the Eagles. King now pulls up for three. Elijah King's shot is in and out, no good. And it goes off of Kistner, and we'll go back to Hedgesville. Bolduc and Rest come back in. They'll come in for King along with Wilkes, who both check out.
Still keeping a little bit of veteran presence out there on the floor while they can, while keeping guys fresh.
Bolduc with the basketball. Bolduc will try a three as he's wide open, and Christian Bolduc knocks down another one from long range. First points for him in this fourth quarter. Bolduc with a very solid effort here tonight. A total of 16 points so far. 74-21, Hedgesville on top. And Dylan, you got to like, kind of the three guys that probably don't normally get into the rotation out there of Hedgesville. And then you keep like two veteran guys out there to make sure things don't turn into selfish play or anything like that you sometimes get when you get into this kind of score. You keep kind of a cleanness to the game.
Yeah, that's important. And on the New Life side of things, you kind of just want to make sure.
Amaya takes it away. He'll lay it up. No good, though. Second effort, no good as well. Go ahead, Dylan.
I was just say, you kind of want to make sure that you just keep the energy up. This is more of a mindset test at the end of a game like this more than anything.
Yeah, and how you can close out. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second break. 74-21, Hedgesville on top. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10. We're back in 30.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new Bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More Bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
We welcome you back to Hedgesville High School. It's Hedgesville 74, New Life Christian 21. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Back in the studio is Spencer Dupuis. Our cameramen this evening are Braden Schaffner and the sports doctor, Colin McLaughlin, doing a great job for us. As always, unlike Dylan, Colin does not have, in Colin's quote, eagle ears from last night.
Yeah, he doesn't hear you over there. I didn't hear Colin over there either, but apparently just the eye contact we made as he was mentioning my name made him think that I was hearing him all the way from over there in the corner.
And also, as we found out, eagle ears are no different than human ears, so it's not really that impressive if you did have eagle ears, Dylan.
Yeah, it turns out they just it wouldn't be any different. Not like the eyes.
It's true. Or the vision, we should say.
Right.
Eagles work it around as Kirk back in the game. Over to Pittsnoggle. Kirk was wide open, but nobody found him. Bolduc now with the basketball. This is the Hedgesville offense that you would maybe see in the past quite a bit, as Bolduc checks up a triple from the wing, but as the ball's tipped, you'll see Hedgesville go to that kind of style when it's a close game, because as we know, no shot clock in West Virginia high school boys basketball, so sometimes it can be important to really hold the ball and get good long possessions. Hedgesville tonight has been able to do kind of a little bit of both and really just move the ball extremely well. There's a pass behind the back from Kistner over to Ambush. Ambush tries to split the zone defense. There's a tip pass by Kirk. Now back to Maya in the corner. Maya drives baseline, goes up strong. He's fouled on his way up by Quincy Pittsnoggle. I'm sorry, that's not going to go on Pittsnoggle. Gosk will pick it up.
I was with you there. I thought that that foul was going to go on Pittsnoggle.
I thought he got him with the body, but
as Gosk reached in there.
I suppose so.
So I'm going to need some more three-point shots taken up by Pittsnoggle. When you got to live up to your name. The big man that can shoot from beyond the arc. He's only taken 3 on the season, including the one that he's taken tonight. Just, even if you're not going to make him, I just want to see you do it,
He can shoot. I've seen him shoot before in practice. He's a good shooter. So
yeah, he's just playing his role, obviously, but
only a junior, so still a lot of room to grow for Quincy Pittsnoggle. As both free throws there from Amaya were good. It's 74-24, and the ball is deflected, and
it's deflected off of the official there.
Unbelievable.
Well, I'm going to be hearing about that one tonight when he gets home. He's going to...
we don't know which one's your roommate, though.
We might as well give up the game,
It was supposed to be guess the roommate. Now, only one of them is really close to you in age, so that kind of
narrowed it down, didn't it? Yeah, it seems like he's recovered enough to have the cognitive awareness to make the call.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah, I think he doesn't have to go into the blue tent. The powder blue tent, perhaps, with the uniforms that are out here tonight.
San Diego Chargers look. Here's your three-pointer from Pittsnoggle, and it's no good.
Keep them firing, man. They'll go in.
Well, good pass to your teammate on the bench in Cam Wilkes. One of the few mistakes from the Eagles here tonight as the ball goes out of bounds. Turnover, 74-24. Hedgesville well in control with 3:03 to go in this fourth quarter.
If you want a fun fact for the night, Nick, if you would have asked me At my earliest age that I had a favorite basketball player, probably would have been about 5 or 6 years old, I would have told you Kevin Pittsnockle. He was just a big old WVU fan at the time. I was, of course.
Well, he's in attendance tonight, Dylan, if you'd like to go meet him. I'm sure you have, right?
I passed by him a few times.
Here's a pass taken away by the Eagles. Fast break, and shot is blocked. Ambush is athletic, if nothing else, and he gets up there, and I looked like he was stumbling and somehow got up to block that shot.
Right, he's really athletic, but it's been a case tonight of the players on Hedgesville being even more athletic. Really down the entire roster.
Kirk with the basketball. 2:25 to go in this fourth quarter. Hedgesville well in control at 74-24. Eagles working it around the perimeter. Poor pass there, taken away by Amaya. Amaya lays it up. He traveled, though. Looking to head back to Frederick a little bit early on that one for Amaya as he took too many steps and a travel. Kirk now brings it across. Sometimes you catch it in transition there, and it can be tough to know how many steps you need to get to the basket. As the Eagles work it around the perimeter. Here's an open three on the way. Short, no good. Shot there from Pence. Maya attacks the basket, pulls up from the elbow. Shot is short, no good. Rebounded by the Eagles. Gosk finds Pence. Over to Kirk, who lays it up and in. We know Xavier Kirk has a lot of athleticism based on what we've seen on the football field, and I mean he's like the ninth guy off the bench. So,
right, that tells you the whole story of this Hedgesville team. They've been incredibly impressive tonight, just how much of a team performance this big-time win is.
Lottie will check back in. Amaya checks out. Held Amaya in check here tonight. The leading scorer for this New Life Christian team heading into the game, averaging around 15 points per game. Only with 6 here tonight, and all 6 coming in the second half when the game was well out of hand. Good rebound there underneath by the Eagles. Arndt will find Pence, who nearly traveled. Kicks it over to an open man for 3. Shot is off the mark. No good there from Gosk. Ball gets tipped around, and the Rams now back with it. Malaby in transition. His shot is no good. Rebounded by Pence. Pence ahead on to Elliott. Elliott stops and gets the layup to go. Elliott with his first 2 points. The Eagles bench loving it.
They're getting everybody into the scoring column tonight.
That's always the goal when you have a commanding lead. As a foul called underneath on the drive in by Ambush. 78-24. Ambush into Allaby. As three-pointer from Ambush is short, no good. Rebounded underneath. Fadeaway shot from Kishner off the mark. Here's a pass ahead. Layup again, and up and good. Elliott runs the floor, gets rewarded. He now has 4 points. It's 80-24. Hedgesville. Final shot from Pfeiffer at the buzzer. Nearly traveled over to Ambush now at the actual buzzer, but it was well late. And the Eagles improved to 5-0 with the 80-24 win over, at the time, undefeated New Life Christian, who falls to 4-1. We will see Colin McLaughlin down on the court with head coach Kelly Church here in just a bit. But Dylan, quickly, your thoughts on this one?
I'm just incredibly impressed. This was a totally dominant team performance. It was really not carried by any 1, 2, or even 3 players. It was all the way down the lineup that the Eagles were able to be impressive. And it was on both sides of the court. You could just tell that there was just another different level of athlete that Hedgesville had, whether it was getting turnovers on one end or just driving to the lane with ease on the other end to get out in transition. It was an all-around great performance by Hedgesville, and you could tell that they were really well coached because of the way that they played defense and could find the holes in the zone of that Rams team.
Coach Church having a conversation with the opponent, and now we'll send it down to Colin McLaughlin, who's there with Coach Kelly Church.
Thank you, Nick and Dylan. Down here with Coach Kelly Church. Congrats on the win, Coach. How do you like your team's performance tonight?
I mean, obviously, we got to play lots of kids, which was good. We got to play lots of different combinations. What we try to do is, if we're ever up like that, we don't want it to just become like just bad basketball. So we try to piece it and play a couple starters with a couple kids who don't play very much. And so we're really, we thought we played unselfishly. We shot the ball well. We had a good scouting report. Our coaches do I think my staff does a good job. And so I just talked to their coach and one of their players afterwards. Like, you watch them on tape and they look really, really good, and we were able to take them out of everything they wanted to do, and it made a huge difference. So I'm very pleased with our kids' effort.
What are some things that you still feel like your team needs to improve on even after a huge win like this tonight?
Communication. It's a thing of the past. If I could let them all play with their cell phones, they'd text and do a great job. But we need to communicate much, much better on the court, try to work on it every single day in practice.
With that being said, how do you guys do that in practice to build off this and get ready for the rest of the season?
Well, tomorrow will be sometimes we've shortened some practices this year to try to keep them fresh as we go into games, but we'll have a solid 2.5 hour practice tomorrow where we get after it, and we're really happy for those. We have 4 kids that don't, unless it's a JV game, they don't get to play, so we're really happy those get an opportunity to play in front of everybody. But our practices are pretty intense. We expect great effort every single day, and when we go to, we will feel much like, we'll hopefully find a way to compete a little bit better, but we will feel much like that team did tonight when we go to Florida and we're playing against national competition.
All right, thank you, Coach. Have a safe trip to Florida as well, and congrats again on the win.
Thank you very much. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, and appreciate all you guys do for high school sports.
Thank you, Coach. You as well. Back up to you, Nick and Dylan.
Thank you, Colin. Good stuff, as always, from the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Kelly Church, and good stuff, as always, from our very own Colin McLaughlin, the sports doctor for a reason. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break, and when we return, we will have the post-game show. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Hi, this is Lauren from Orsini's right here in Martinsburg. Grilling is not just for the boys. We are a Platinum Traeger dealer carrying the Pro Series all the way up to the Timberline Series. We have every flavor of wood pellets along with accessories, rubs, sauces. Not just Traeger, we carry Utz, Meat Church, Lanes, and Dizzy Pig. We also carry a full line of Yeti products. Orsini's has everything to complete your backyard. Visit us at 360 Hack Wilson Way or at Orsinis.com.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Our fourth quarter I believe I forgot to say this, so let me give it the read now. Was brought to you by Parsons Ford, located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons, along with WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. But Dylan, a great performance by the Eagles tonight to get the 80-24 win, and they get that momentum heading down to Florida, where they're going to play some great competition.
Right, I think this is a really good win for them to build upon, especially when you got so much contribution from so many different players, whether it was Barclay or Wilkes or King or Bolduc or Ruest or guys down the entire bench. Or really, like Damon Cook was a good contributor tonight, and Wilmer as well. It was something you can really build upon. That you're not relying on one or two guys that if they have a cold night, that your team is in trouble. This team has a lot of guys that can fill up the stat sheet, and they can turn their defense into offense as well. That's the other thing. The reason they got in transition so much was because they were playing great defense, trapping with all of their length and athleticism.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into our post-game stats. This is first. We'll say this is the post-game show. Brought to you by the Palace Lounge, located on Edward Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials in a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Now we'll get into our game stats, brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer, located on Route 11 South Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. We'll start with the Eagles. Stephon Barclay had a nice game. 9 points for Hedgesville. 13 from Elijah King. 6 from Cam Wilkes. 5 from Damon Cook. 2 from Art. 11 out of Jackson Ruest. 16 for Christian Bolduc. 4 from Wilmer. 4 from Elliott. 3 from Kirk. And 7 from Quincy Pittsnagel. And on the New Life Christian side, there wasn't too much scoring to talk about, but leading the ways for them, Pfeiffer with 2 points. Amaya, who came in averaging 15 points per game, 6 for him. 8 for Ambush here tonight. 2 from Sewell and 2 from Socash. Those were the leading scorers tonight of the 24 points that New Life Christian put up. So, like you said, Dylan, a balanced performance in the Eagles, and they'll take that on any given night. But let's go ahead and get into our awards this evening. Let's start with where do you want to go, Dylan? The moment of the game? How's that sound?
Sure. I think we can give that one to Stephon Barclay for his dunk that he had in the early second half there. That kind of was a sign of how this game went a lot of the times for Hedgesville, where they were getting out in transition after turnovers, able to turn their defense into offense and use their athleticism, and of course the athleticism of Barclay to get up there on the rim and bring down the slam dunk.
Yeah, a very impressive dunk from him. So our moment of the game brought to you by Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Buying or selling a home? Call 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Our rejection of the game, Dylan, you got one for us?
I do. Early in the second quarter, Jackson Ruest was able to block a shot from New Life to send it back. There wasn't a lot of blocks in this game, shockingly enough, for how good the defense was. A lot of times it was steals, and then they were able to get out in that transition like we've been mentioning. But Ruest was able to get a block in that early second quarter, just part of the reason why New Life was just not able to get much of anything inside against the Eagles.
Yeah, Hedgesville really doesn't have that rim protector, so that could be something down the stretch that hurts them. But besides that, I think it's obviously a very talented team. And our rejection of the game is brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. And tonight's player of the game, Dylan, it's a tough one. I have somebody I think that you might go with, but hey, maybe you'll surprise me. Where are you going?
Well, he's not the leading scorer of the night. That was Christian Bolduc, and he deserves credit for that, and an honorable mention. But I think a guy that made an impact on both ends of the court that I've already mentioned in this segment is Stephon Barclay, because he was the main one on this Hedgesville team that was able to do, like I said, was so key for them tonight, turning defense into offense, not just how they played in the half court. He was able to use his length and athleticism to cause problems, trap the Rams at the half court, intercept passes when they tried to get them down low in that 1-3-1 defense that Hedgesville was playing, and then able to drive into the lane on offense, get out in transition with those fast break dunks. Almost had multiple dunks in this game, only one where he was able to actually slam it down, but only ended up with 9 points. But his performance tonight was a lot more than just what the box score said.
Yeah, and it's kind of a last-second decision to start Stephon tonight. They're kind of debating where they wanted to go. They go with Barclay, and he played well, 9 points. I thought you were going to go Ruest, but I like the choice there. Barclay kind of had the highlight moments in the game, so definitely a good choice for you. And our player of the game is brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg. So once again, your final score here tonight, Hedgesville 80, New Life Christian 24. They're turning the lights off, Dylan. That means it's time for us to go, but we'll be back with more high school basketball action tomorrow for Musselman. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Stay tuned. Spencer Dupuis is next. Have a good night, everyone.
Find that new Chevy truck or SUV you've been searching for right here at CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg. With over 100 new Chevys in stock, you have options. We have the Silverados, Equinoxes, and more to meet your needs. And we are not selling over MSRP. Get power and fuel efficiency with the all-new Silverado 1500 LTD, space and savings on a new Equinox. And that's not all. Every new Chevrolet has a lifetime powertrain warranty. And did we mention we are not selling over MSRP? Find new roads at CMAChevroletofMartinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
Welcome in to the And One post-game scoreboard show brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Company. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to fmiwv.com. Hedgesville with the huge win 80-24 tonight as they improve to 5-0. Get ready to go down to Miami for a big tournament that can probably help them get better throughout the EPAC, as they could be a favorite in this one. I was mentioning to Colin via text that this could be a regional championship team here based upon all the scoring that they have. But as I mentioned at halftime, only one other game in the EPAC today. Martinsburg down at the Panther Classic in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Boys basketball, they get an 80-77 victory over Franklin County out of Tennessee. And tomorrow, as Nick mentioned, we'll be at Musselman as Sherando out of Virginia comes to town. 7:30 tip-off, 7 p.m. Pregame show starting at 7 p.m. And that should be a good one there as Musselman trying to get back on track. Sunset Water countdown to tip-off at 7 p.m. But we'll look at some other scores. In the NBA right now, 97-86, Jazz on top of the Pistons. 10:39 left in the fourth quarter, 10:45 left in the third. The Heat have a 3-point advantage over the Bulls, 60-57. About 9 minutes left in the third quarter. The Knicks have a 73-61 lead over the Warriors. Getting started at 9 p.m., the Wizards are at the Suns. And at 10 p.m., on TNT, the Grizzlies travel to Denver to take on the Nuggets. We'll look at the bowl season right now. One final from today in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Eastern Michigan got the victory over San Jose State 41-27. Game currently going on right now. The roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. that over on ESPN, I believe, or ESPN2. Liberty on top of Toledo 7-3 with 1:01 left in the first half. We'll get you some men's college basketball scores here, top 25 action as they roll up right now. Number 9, Alabama has a 74-60 lead over Jackson State with about 2:45 left in the contest. Number 18, Indiana, a 90-66 advantage over number 18, Indiana, 90-66 advantage over Elon, about 2:27 left in the contest. Marquette, number 24, has a 76-69 lead over Providence, 3:48 left in the game. At the half, number 12, Baylor, has a slim 24-22 lead over Northwestern State. With about 11:19 left in the first quarter, number 5, Arizona, has an 18-15 lead over Montana State. And number 22, with 11:48 left in the first quarter, number 22, Miami, starting conference play down in the ACC, has a 16-10 lead over number 6, Virginia. Upset watch there as they have some ACC contest action. One game left to go tonight, getting underway here in the next 10 or so minutes. Number 11, Gonzaga, hosting Montana at 9 p.m. So finals from earlier tonight, Drake gets the upset win over number 15, Mississippi State, 58-52. Number 2, UConn gets the 84-73 victory over Georgetown. And one other final, an upset here. Number 14, Duke falls to unranked Wake Forest, 81-70. But that'll do it for here from the talk-rated WRNR TV10 studios in the FMI, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Company post-game and one scoreboard show. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to fmiwv.com. Again, final from Hedgesville, 80-24 victory over New Life Christian for the Hedgesville boys basketball team, and they now are at 5-0. They will have a few days off. As Coach Church said, they'll have an intense practice tomorrow, and they'll get ready to go down to Miami, Florida for a big tournament that will definitely help them in EPAC play. But once again, for everybody on site, Colin McLaughlin, Braden Schaffner, Dylan Bishop, Nick Verzolini, I'm Spencer Dupuis saying so long. We'll talk to you tomorrow at noon on the Sports Mix, and then more basketball action tomorrow night as Musselman hosts Sharando out of Virginia. 7:30 tip-off, 7 p.m. Sunset Water countdown to first pitch. But saying so long for everybody, I'm Spencer Dupuis. Have a great night, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.